Nothing like a special lift for the boss and other people like in government.
Yeah,
those on
corridors.
job group N and above using a lift with a key. Small things like those. Things like shared canteen and cafeteria where everybody from the CEO to small fellows.
Yeah.
The model adapted by people like Safaricom. That is the way to go. Once we go like that, we will harness the full potential of the workforce of this country.
And radical
And that's why I'm
changes.
challenging Raila Odinga. And I'm challenging William Ruto. Please don't make this thing business as usual.
Baseless promises.
No, don't hire the usual people for ministers. Don't look at the usual suspects.
All right.
I, Manyora, will do more than that. But it calls for radical changes that I'm sure none of them,
Would want.
not Raila, not Mudavadi, not Ruto, not Weta the fifth, none of them will do what I can do. Me, I will do that which is radical. But within what is normal and ordinary, within the range, without stepping out, what Uhuru has done is tremendous. And we must really, there's a lot more Uhuru could do. And that's why I'm saying if I'm Raila campaigning or Ruto, I'll give practical suggestions and solutions to the problems so that I can bring the cost of living down.
Welcome to this edition of Business Glide that is proudly sponsored by Mambo Safi Cleaning and Laundry Company, or other services. Well, this is a show that we hope will have an impact on the future of Kenya's economy in the fullness of time. My name is Richard Mwenja. As always, it is a pleasure having you on board. Now, Kenya continues to celebrate the contribution of its workers, and in the spirit of International Labour Day, let's review President Uhuru Kenyatta's commentary about the Kenyan labour force and what the future portends for these very same workers who play a pivotal role in the growth of the Kenyan economy. To delve into this subject is none other than the phenomenal statesman, Kenya's most sought after political analyst and East Africa's renowned public scholar, Herman Manyora. Great to see you, sir.
Thank you, Richard.
All right.
With the funny accolades, yes.
No, but you deserve them. Actually, on May 1st, I saw you there, seated just across the president on the presidential dais. Is that how influential you are?
No, just trying to get close.
But you are in a sparkling navy blue suit.
Thank you.
Is it the one that you had presented to Mambo Safi Laundry Services?
Yes.
I see.
Whenever I put on a suit, this is the first I take it to Mambo Safi.
Laundry and Cleaning Services?
Yes. Mambo Safi, they do a good job.
All right, sir. Let's relook President Uhuru's commentary about the Kenyan labor force and their contribution to Kenya's growth in the fullness of time. You saw during the Labor Day celebrations, the minimum wages in Kenya were reviewed upwards by 12 percentage points. Actually, the initial agreement was to have it at 23.4% between COTU and the Kenya Federation of Employees, but the president actually met them halfway. Would you say that this is a welcome part on the side of the Kenyan employees, and what probably the future portends in the next 10 years with regards to minimum wages? Is there a possibility of us getting to the 23.4%?
First, let's say workers were happy. This is a hard times. Even one extra shilling cannot be taken for granted.
I see.
So they celebrated, and you saw wild cheers out there, the 12%. Of course, you'll always want more. I think COTU had come to a figure of 23.4%.
Absolutely.
And like you said, the president met them halfway. I think there is hope that it will be better.
All right.
Yes.
Would you say that this is something that probably will silence skeptics to COTU's SG run of the organization, that at least for the first time probably in a few years we've seen this landmark increase in the minimum wages? You
know, critics will always be there. Even if people's salaries were doubled, there will always be people who will criticize Atwoli.
I see.
There are people who criticize Atwoli, not necessarily on the basis of what he does or doesn't do as a COTU boss, but on other issues like politics. So there will always be critics. But there's nothing wrong with criticizing him so that he can bring more. And as we celebrate the 12%, we must also push for more, because the workers deserve more, much more than they have been given.
I see.
Yeah.
President Kenyatta talked about sustainability issues in the undertakings of his government. There are skeptics to the narrative about the minimum wage increase who say probably this is something that won't run into the near future. Probably this is a political decision that was made just for political gains in the side of Azimio Alliance. How true is that statement?
Well, I choose to take government serious. If the government says it's going to do this, I hope they will gazette this thing by tomorrow, by next week rather, or whatever time it will be, and they will implement it. These are things you take because you believe government cannot come to parade lies to people just because of politics. But you see, elections are on 9th of August, and this thing takes effect from the 1st of May.
Yeah.
Surely, there's sufficient time for people to know if it is a joke before they vote. I doubt that it's a joke. Government has been giving these things. It has given 18%. I saw they have implemented. There have been a small issues here and there, but basically I do not see government. And there was a person who represents the Federation of Kenyan Employers. Jacqueline Mugo was there. She, as usual, she put up some resistance, but finally said they will implement. So I don't see this going to be a problem.
All right. Within the ceremony, in between there, the president said that great nations have been made, or rather have achieved much because they have refused to be defined by politics of division, hatred, and so forth. If you look at his comments during last year's Jamhuri celebrations, he said, indeed, Kenya's biggest problem is a political problem. Would you say that probably this, with the ongoing political chaos in this country, one side coming and bashing the government for not really exploiting its full potential, would you say in the fullness of time, we'll get to a point whereby the growth of Kenya's economy won't in any way be defined by the state of politics in this country?
Seek ye first the political kingdom, and all else shall follow. Kwame Nkrumah. When you look at it, it looks cheap.
Absolutely.
But how right he was. Of course, he meant independence, but if you look at it much more seriously, and Mwenja has summarized it, siasa mbaya, maisha mbaya. Siasa mzuri,
maisha nzuri.
Unless you fix Kenyans' politics, we will never achieve our potential as a country. So yes, there will come a time, there should come a time, I'm sure there will come a time.
All right.
When we will play we'll grow our economy without much regard to politics. But that time will have to come, but through effort. That you have to clear the mess on the political front. There will still be competition, but that competition will be healthy and hygienic. It will be competition for office on the basis of ideas. At the end of an election, there will be a winner and a loser, and Kenya shall move on, and our economy shall not suffer on the basis of an election.
I see.
Whatever.
I see.
Yeah, so that time will come, and it should come, and it must come.
All right.
However, for now, we must fix the politics. That's why I'm a keen supporter of the idea, underline the word idea, of BBI. The idea of BBI, the idea of the handshake, I support, because I firmly believe unless you fix the politics of this country, there is nothing else you can do.
So you are part of the crew that believes it's, of course, a dream postponed, not deterred.
Yes. It's, as soon as Raila wins, he should quickly move up and resuscitate BBI and have the constitution amended and address some of those things, the good things, now with the lessons from the Supreme Court and the High Court and the Court of Appeal and from other Kenyans and from engagement in the media. They should look at the BBI thing, distill it further, incorporate other new ideas, remove bad ideas, and have Kenyans vote on in a referendum.
All right, sir. There's a need to transform Kenyans from just wage earners to owners of capital in the fullness of time. Would you say government's efforts, say during the COVID-19, reducing pay as you earn, subsidizing the cost of essential products in the economy and so forth, would you say the government has made sufficient efforts this far with regards to now making wages earners to owners of capital?
You know, if you want to know government has tried, look at what has happened in other countries during the corona, the period of the pandemic at its peak.
And now the Russia-Ukraine conflict.
Yeah, look at what the government has done, and look at what other governments have done. Let us also criticize, but let us also be fair in our criticism. The mitigating measures the government put in place must be celebrated. And that's why we suffered, workers suffered, but it would have been worse, like Uhuru was saying, if government did not step in. The price of your mafuta is going up, but if government wasn't intervening, it will be crazy. So government is trying. But what we should have learned from the corona pandemic, and to answer your question, we must move into self-reliance in many of the things we do. And this must trickle down to the worker. The worker must know the future lies in entrepreneurial development.
I see.
We must, as a country, have a sizable number of people who are not joining the labor force, but who are becoming employers and manufacturers and producers of goods and services. So that out of every 10 students who leave college, at least 4 should not go for employment. They should start their own activities that generate income for them and even employ other people. That's where we need. We need to have an average of 40% of our graduates trying to do things without joining the formal labor market.
All right.
That way we shall survive.
All right. Allow me get you posted on the services of our show sponsors for this particular edition. That is Mambo Safi Cleaning and Laundry Services. They are located in Kitengela town, but they offer their services within here in Nairobi and its environs. From as low as 400 Kenya shillings, you can get their services that range not just in the commercial side of it, but also domestic cleaning services. Talk of pre and post construction cleaning, talk of laundry services, deep carpet cleaning and vacuuming, sofa cleaning and vacuuming, car detailing, tank and gutter cleaning, as well as decluttering and office cleaning, and so much and so forth. Remember, they also offer 10% discount on referrals, on carpet cleaning, on duvets cleaning, as well as on sofa cleaning. All you have to do is call them on the number that is displayed at the bottom part of your screen, and they will come and pick all your dirt and cater it for you. Remember, they also offer special discounts on Valentine's, on Easter, and on public holidays. Give them a call today and get the best services that more than 10,000 Kenyan employees, or rather Kenyan citizens, have enjoyed this far with Mambo Safi Cleaning and Laundry Services. So give them a call right away. Back to you, sir. The president has a role in inspiring the country.
Yes.
And you've seen him, even the adversity in the face of the high cost of living, he's constantly reassuring Kenyans that all shall be well. If not in the next 1 year, probably in the next 2 or 3 years, and that they are trying to put in place foundational measures that will make Kenyans have a soft life in the near future.
Yes.
Would you say, with regards to inspiring the country, probably he's overdoing it or selling false hope to the nation, as many are perceiving it?
The president has done what he's doing. And the president has put deed to word, action to word. You have cited a number of things he did to mitigate the COVID.
They don't find it sufficient
Those are
enough.
measures that they were taken. Asking banks to to tell people they need to talk to their clients, suspend payment for 6 months, lower taxation for a while. You know, credit referencing bureau, lending services to operate a little more in a more understanding way. Government went out of its way to do a number of things. And these are practical measures government is doing. And they're talking about, much as I don't support that approach, that the subsidy on fuel and the subsidy on fertilizer, Mwenja has moved into that. There is a lot they can do, but surely we must appreciate what Uhuru Kenyatta has been doing for the country.
And it's actually coming from the Kenya Kwanza Alliance side.
Yes.
Will you say that just the normal opposition roles that they play?
That's politics.
All right.
Manyora will do more than that. But it calls for radical changes that I'm sure none of them,
Would want.
not Raila, not Mudavadi, not Ruto, not Weta the fifth, none of them will do what I can do. Me, I will do that which is radical. But within what is normal and ordinary, within the range, without stepping out, what Uhuru has done is tremendous. And we must really, there's a lot more Uhuru could do. And that's why I'm saying if I'm Raila campaigning or Ruto, I'll give practical suggestions and solutions to the problems so that I can bring the cost of living down with immediately I assume office as president in September.
All right. Yeah. Definitely. According to the World Bank report, it has shown that of the entire skilled labor force in USA, Kenya contributes the largest population of that. In one way, it is encouraging, but also doesn't it speak to a failed labor market back in Kenya and a case of brain drain?
I don't think that's a problem. There are many Kenyans outside. I am worried when there is a Kenya outside there whose services are required here. I'm worried if there's a Kenyan doctor in Zimbabwe and we don't have doctors in Kenya.
You have so many nurses in the US.
I'm saying I'm worried if we have nurses in the UK and we need nurses in Kenya. But that doesn't seem to be quite the problem. On the contrary, we have all these cadres in this country not employed. We must absorb as many of those as possible, but there will always be surplus. On the contrary to what you are saying, I want this country to move into import and export of labor. That is the future. That's why I'm saying this country requires big thinking, people with ideas. If I'm in charge of this country, for example, at whatever level, I will invade Eastern, Central Africa and Southern Africa and push Kenyan workers in those areas. Skilled, semi-skilled, you know. And I'm telling you, people tell me go slow. Go slow, because we are soon going to have a deficit in labor in this country.
A Manyora takeover.
Let me tell you, for example, you'll be surprised how many nurses the US needs today. How many nurses, the deficit in the US, deficit. There will be hundreds of thousands of nurses positions in the US and other countries. So we may not even have enough nurses to take outside. So, but you must have a policy on that, so that it is structured, is well guided. We avoid the kind of situation we are seeing in the Middle East, where Kenyans go there and turn into slaves. So it must be a policy issue, well thought out, well structured, well coordinated. This country can export labor to the point we don't have a single Kenyan looking for a job.
All right.
But that calls for serious thinking.
And radical.
And that's why I'm challenging Raila Odinga. And I'm challenging William Ruto. Please don't make this thing business as usual.
Baseless promises.
No, don't hire the usual people for ministers. Don't look at the usual suspects if you are Raila Odinga. Don't look at these politicians around you. Look for Kenyans who can think. People who can create employment for Kenyans inside and outside this country. People who can promote Kenyan business. There's a lot of Kenyan business outside there. Don't take anybody an ambassador as a reward. Take Richard Mwenja.
Young economist.
In an economist, young, and in 2 years, he has created business opportunities for Kenyans, hundreds of them in that country. That is the Kenya we are looking for. And that is my challenge to Raila Odinga and William Ruto.
All right.
I know they will not listen.
Perhaps that
until 2027 when I take over.
That explains why in 2025 you will see Herman Manyora traversing this country.
Yes. Now I will stand in 2027.
As the president of the Republic of Kenya.
Yes.
I see. We'll have Jadiel Kabiro there as your personal assistant and probably minister.
You'll be an economic advisor.
I see. As we come to the tail of the conversation, we are looking at a position whereby we have seen enough clarion calls made to the private sector for them to also sacrifice part of their profits and ensure that they contribute to the wellness of the Kenyan labor force, or rather their employees. And actually the president also called on the side of the private sector to not just look at the maximizing profit, but also look at issues such as mental health of its labor force, and also getting to share profits in a way that also they are remunerated well enough. Do you see the Kenyan private sector picking up this sort of command with the urgency that it deserves?
It should not be a command. It should be something with a common sense. The well-being of this country means well for business, the business community. The well-being of this country is defined by the well-being of the workers of this country.
Absolutely.
So let employers not just be adamant and stand in the way of promoting the interests of workers for the sake of it. Let them not be driven by raw capitalism. Let them have what has been called capitalism with a human face. When your organization is doing well, when your company is doing well, share that with your workers. In fact, I encourage government and companies and organizations. That's what I'm saying. We need people who can think in this country. Not to dwell so much on salaries. Because there are fluctuations. What we should do as a country is go the bonus way. Over and above the salaries that people enjoy, Let organizations, including private organizations and whatever, let them be encouraged to share the benefits of the year with their workers.
Easter, Christmas.
Good tidings. Don't just declare dividends. You are Safaricom. You are saying you have made 40 billion. Don't just declare 7 billion
to stakeholders,
interest, the profit as a bank. Take 5 billion and let the shareholders take the 5 billion. Share the 2 billion with the people who have made that money. This is the way to go.
I see.
It can start in Kenya. It doesn't have to start in America. It can start here. Say, we will not pressurize you in matters of salary. But let's work towards sharing the good tidings of the year with your workers. Let's go the bonus approach, the bonus way, so that when things are good, as your people go for Christmas or celebrate Eid or whatever it is, Easter, Valentine, for those like, when an employee has had a child, over and above the requirement of the law that you give them leave, paternal and maternal, you know, also say, Mama, you have been a good employee here. Now that you have gotten a baby, this is 30,000 for the baby. That's why I want us to go.
I see.
So that capitalism with a human face.
So all non-state and state partners have
yes,
to...
even the state. We should move towards that direction.
All right.
Government should also try to move into services without competing with the private sector of how they can generate revenue other ways other than taxes. You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
Now with this revenue, government can find a way of making the employees happy without necessarily increasing their salaries.
All right.
By way of, in fact, supporting them take their children for studies abroad or here. And there are many ways other than salaries. And an economy like this should go in that direction. Because when you put up salaries, when you force an organization to pay high and things go bad, the next thing is retrenchment.
Layoffs.
Which is worse. You get it?
Yeah, sure. All right, the very last, sir. You'll agree with me that great nations are built on positive energy and constant affirmation of what is right about their country. Speak to us about what portends the future of the Kenyan labor force with regards to Kenya harnessing the full potential of its workforce and also the Kenyan laborers giving their best to the employers in the next probably 10 years or so forth. Let's talk about the Vision 2030. Under the Vision 2030 timeline, do you see us getting to a point whereby we are now at... we have break even in the side of employers and employees whereby they are constantly exploiting their best and also they are remunerated so well. Do you see that happen in the near future?
Experience of the past 30 or so years tell us that organizations that do well are organizations that have adopted the human relations model, in which everybody is part of the organization. In fact, even little things like a special toilet for the boss, no. Nothing like a special lift for the boss and other people like in government. Those on job group N and above using a lift with a key. Small things like those. Things like shared canteen and cafeteria where everybody from the CEO to small fellows. Yeah. The model adopted by people like Safaricom. That is the way to go. Once we go like that, we will harness the full potential of the workforce of this country. Because wherever somebody works, they know they are an integral part of that organization and they are going to give their best. Because also the organization recognizes them, appreciates them, rewards them where it is necessary. And that's why I'm suggesting we move away from our obsession with salaries to appreciation. Even token is a much better thing. It is given freely. You do not force people into paying salaries they may not afford or which are not sustainable. The bonus way, the appreciation way is more sustainable.
All right. Yeah. Well, that's where we wrap up on today's edition of Business Glide. Allow me pay my dues to our sponsors for this particular edition. That's Mambo Safi Laundry and Cleaning Services. As I told you earlier on, they offer 10% discount on referrals, on cleaning of duvets, on the cleaning of carpets and sofas as well. Also remember, from as low as 400 Kenya shillings, you can get an array of their services that ranges from domestic and commercial cleaning services. We have services such as dry cleaning, deep carpet cleaning and vacuuming, mattress cleaning and vacuuming, car detailing, tank and gutter cleaning, domestic cleaning services such as moving in and moving out cleaning, deep thorough or normal house cleaning, post-construction and post-renovation cleaning, as well as decluttering, window cleaning, cabro cleaning, and so much and so forth. Remember to contact them using the contact that have been displayed at the bottom part of your screen. They will come and pick your dirt and sort out the mess on your behalf. Remember, they are available, located physically in Kitengela town, and this far, they have served over 10,000 clients here in Nairobi and its environs. Give Mambo Safi Laundry and Services Cleaning Company a call right away. Until next time on Business Glide, my name is Richard Mwenja. Today, for our fun of the week, we go all the way to Seattle, America. Wanjiku Mbugwa.
Wanjiko Mbugwa, thank you very much from Seattle. Greet Kenyans who are there and fellow Americans. Tell them we are really happy and delighted that you are part of the family.
All right. Up next is the Business Glide African Proverb of the Day.